Hi, I'm Dr. Heidi Horsley, Executive Director of the Open to Hope Foundation. I'm here today with Lynne DeSpelder, who is a leader in the field of grief and loss. She is a professor of psychology, counselor, and co-author of the groundbreaking book, The Last Dance, Encountering Death and Dying, now in its 8th edition. Lynne, you and your co-author, Albert Lee Strickland, write about rituals rooted in history. Can you tell us about one of them?
Well, I found it very interesting on a recent visit to the Smithsonian Institute, where we found that the practice of quilting, making a memorial quilt, in this case for a child who died on February 3rd, 1852, at 20 months. And these kinds of quilts were displayed in the houses so that the dead were part of the lives of the living. And as you know, the AIDS Quilt Project, started by the NAMES Project, reflects a contemporary version of that practice. What I've learned about creating rituals is that they can come from any source. For example, I just got an email from a student that I had in class last semester, whose father was dying during the semester. And when we describe bereavement in the textbook, one of the root words of bereavement means shorn off. And when Zoe heard that, she decided at the moment that when her father died, she was going to cut her hair. And so she wrote me a note saying she was a newly shorn sheep. And it goes along with Native American rituals where people cut their hair. Another experience that I had was with a client whose husband died very suddenly at age of 60. So they had been married and together for a long time, and she wore his shirt long after he died, just for the smell and the experience of it. And finally, she was afraid that she wasn't going to be able to do the kinds of things they did together, like hitch up the trailer and go into the mountains. And she learned. She was really excited. And on our first trip in the mountains, to the favorite spot that they went, she ripped the shirt into strips and hung them at the site where they used to camp. I think other examples of rituals can be very, very practical. There's some pictures in the book of a coffin that the father and his friends built. Another idea is a fire ritual. I tell individuals who are grieving to pick 2 items. One that will be consumed by the fire, and one that will be changed by the fire. And they put them into the fire, and when the ashes cool, they pull out the item that's changed. And it represents internally how they as a survivor have been changed by the experience.
Even though if it's not the way you planned, it can still help in the healing process.
Absolutely. So trust yourself. That's the most important thing. And be creative.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. It's been great interviewing you today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I close my eyes, lost in the glow. There are so many things I want you to know. This candle says I love you. This candle says I miss you. This candle is saying I remember you. When I'm holding it toward heaven, it feels like you are near. If you're looking down tonight and see this candle burning bright, it says I'm wishing you were here. In the glow of this candle, I can almost see your smile, and it carries me away. For a little while, to another time, another place, when all it took to light up my world was your beautiful face. This candle says I love you. This candle says I